Now, biggest question is, since resources can be exhausted and can be made scarce, how can we conserve these resources? Now, using resources carefully is very important, which gives them a time to get renewed, and this process is known as conservation of resources. Now, let's talk about sustainable development. We always see that there are people and environmentalists who talk about sustainable development. But what is sustainable development? It is balancing the need of use of resources and simultaneously conserving them for future generations to come. Sustainable development is the process which helps us to find a balance between the consumption of resources in present day and using them with an idea to have ample amount even for future generations to come. It helps in development that seek to produce economic growth to meet demands of future generations. So, this can be done by two ways: conserving the resources that we already have and protecting the environment that we live in. Now, what are the principles of sustainable development? We need to respect and care for all the forms of life, improve the quality of human life, to conserve the earth's vitality and diversity, minimize the depletion of natural resources, minimizing deforestation, change personal attitude and practices towards the environment, enable communities to care for their own environment, spread awareness among people so that they can protect and conserve their natural resources on their own. Now, what is the need of sustainable development? We spoke about what are the basic principles and how can we do it, but why is there a need for sustainable development? This encourages the growth to meet basic human needs and desires of the present life, also at the same time preserving the resources that we have in order to meet the need of future generations to come. Economic development is linked to environmental conservation because all the natural resources result in value addition or economic welfare. Sustainable development implies a change in all the aspects of life, transitioning from a healthy transitioning from an unhealthy lifestyle to a healthy lifestyle and using more and more things that protect our environment. To meet requirements, it has been practiced since the ancient times. For example, utilization of cloth bags instead of polythenes. This is a small step that we can take in our day-to-day lifestyle, which helps in sustainable development and does not destroy our environment. In order to meet land, water and vegetation, technical language suitable to specific condition of the region is required. We need to understand the needs and requirements of each region for conservation of natural vegetation. Now, what kind of methods of conservation can be used? The ways through which natural resources should be preserved for future generations may vary. But the first and the foremost is the 3 R's: reduce, reuse and recycle. This is a scientific method and technique which is used throughout these many years in order to not only preserve natural resources but also to replenish them, to reuse them again. And this effort can be made by individuals as well, which does not require any kind of technical knowledge or skill. For example, if you get bottles of beverages such as Coca-Cola or Thumbs Up, instead of throwing those plastic bottles in trash or on the roads, you can reuse them by washing them and planting plants or trees in them. This is a good way of not increasing the plastic waste in our environment and at the same time growing more and more plants. So this is a task that you can do at your homes. Now, the 3 R's strategy: reduce the waste, reuse whatever resources that you can, and recycle. If you cannot reuse something, then recycle it. send it to recycling process so that it can be converted into something new and be reused in another form. Now, reduce means waste reduction and waste prevention. It is all about reducing the waste of any source. Reuse, on the other hand, means reusing a product more than once, either for the same purpose or different purposes. And recycling is a way to manage waste materials once they have begun generating, if they can't be reused. It prevents waste from being sent to landfill mines, and also new products can be made from this recycled material. Now, what is our duty? What role do we play? Of course, one role that we play is to ensure that we follow the 3 R's strategy in our day-to-day lives. The future of our planet and its people is linked directly on us, the present generation. Therefore, it is our duty to ensure that we use all the renewable sources in a sustainable way. The diversity of life on Earth is conserved and the damage to natural environment system is minimized. So, what have we learnt in this chapter so far? We learnt what are resources. What are 3 kind of resources? Natural, man-made or human-made, and human resources. In natural resources, we studied there are 2 subcategories, renewable and non-renewable resources. We studied that how can we conserve these resources and not waste them. What is sustainable development and the significance of sustainable development. The strategy of reuse, reduce and recycle that can help us in sustainable development and conservation of resources. So I hope you understood everything in this chapter. Thank you.